Friday, we found out that we were going to go to half occupancy. So, I physically moved tables and chairs upstairs to, so people wouldn't come in and say, well, I want to sit at that table. So, well, you can't. So then we started counting heads, and then had just been learning and watching this whole thing develop. But knowing that from a business perspective, my model doesn't function at 50% occupancy. And really it just came down to yesterday, watching and thinking, hey, this is going to happen anyway. Being able to make that decision as, someone who's in business for themselves rather than having to be told to close. So a little bit of solace in that, but not much. We value the relationships we have with customers, and are we putting Uncle Dave at risk because he wants to come in, even at half occupancy, and then staff as well. Let them file for unemployment, get rolling, get ahead of the mass of people that are going to probably do it. So trying to make a good decision without really having a lot of information to do it was super difficult. But ultimately, we talked about flipping a coin, but we went with our gut and our heart on it. This has sort of become like this, my wife and I, we put our wedding picture up, and then these guys met here. These guys are customers when we're married. These guys are close friends of ours. And, we celebrate the people, really, right? These are the people this is why we do this. Can I support, the full weight of payroll on takeout and delivery? Probably not. But we're going to make, some changes to accommodate. I have a can seamer coming, so we're going to sell 32-ounce growlers, with takeout. So we'll just, it's the challenge of how do I make this happen? Again, there's people that we value the relationships we have, again, with customers and people that our staff that come in and grind with us day after day. So I have an obligation as an employer and as a friend to keep them going. And there's certain people that we want to keep going. And so we'll look at takeout just to keep something going, Otherwise, what am I going to do? Our first concern is, okay, the business, the people, and then start to say, well, what's going to happen? Are there going to be some, different levels of assistance? You're asking me to close my business, for public safety, and I'm okay with that, and I agree with that. I'm not going to, say someone's doing a great job or not because there's people want to hear, Cuomo's going to make you close, and so now I don't like him. No, he's making a decision. Monroe County's making a decision based on, the people, and that's great. However, the consequences are going to be pretty significant, and I think they know that. Where's my $16,000 in sales tax that I'm going to pay for April? Well, I'm not going to. There's going to be no sales. So what are they going to do? So they're going to have a hardship for sure too, but so are we. So we have to share this, and hopefully that there's, part of their conversation is, okay, we're protecting the people, but now how do we protect all the businesses that are going to suffer, all the people, and not just the businesses, all the people that are going to be out of work, who are employees. The people are the big collateral here. I think it's going to take a pretty significant hit. How do they support them? Financially, probably. That's what we're going to look for. But at the end of the day, Wegmans is going to still look for cash for milk and bread.